remember Kreischer? He has Hitler's teacup.
And then he felt like a decent company.
And I said, oh, really? Well, you know what? I go, then maybe Bert would be interested in this. And I was going to give this to you off camera, but I'm already a few in.
Oh, my God.
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning.
When you had your watch.
Like it was the first like success token thing that I bought like 5 or 6 years ago.
Ooh, that's a great
cool.
way to start off. What was your first success thing you bought?
I bought a leather jacket from Wilson's House of Suede. Remember Wilson's House of Suede?
You are so fuck yeah, I do.
It's at the mall.
Yeah.
If you could walk in that store, because you could smell it. You could smell it from next door, the leather. So when you'd walk in there, man, you're like, and then they'd always judge your ass. This is before, you had to be all mindful. People would just like, hey, get the fuck out of here. They'd swoosh you out if they didn't think you could buy anything. And so, with one of my first checks, Comedy Central, I did Make Me Laugh. And so I had
That's
this,
what is that, 1998?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Actually, end of 97. End of 97.
That was such a great show. Who was the host?
Mark Cohen?
Mark Cohen. And it was such a great show. You did that?
Yeah, that was my first TV show. So I did 3 episodes. So I still have my 9 to 5, but then I did 3 episodes, and with I think it was $1,200 an episode. So I'd never seen that kind of money. Boom! Like you got to figure, I was making, $400 a week, and then to get one check, boom! Here you go. Go to the mall. So I went to Wilson's House of Suede, and I got I still have the leather jacket. I still have it, and it had an insert with the zip and everything. You just walk, and you smell. You smell like a new car.
Was it an impulse buy, or did you?
I knew exactly what the fuck I wanted.
You were like, once I get a check, that's the thing.
Oh, when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, leather. It's like a quarter length, and it had the
Oh, that was the fucking look in '97.
Yes.
I had one of those
with the
quarter
hoodie,
length
with the hoodie that unzips.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
How much was the jacket? Do you remember?
Ah, man, I want to say about $300.
There we go.
Because
that was,
and I got a wallet with it too, so I could just, But yeah, I was just like, oh my God.
That was my first purchase in New York, was a leather jacket.
That jacket lived in my closet because I got bigger, and so I fucking grew out of it, and then I lost weight, and then it fit again, and I recently took it to go get it redone. They'll like repaint and so it looks semi-new again.
Well, it's probably sentimental to you, right?
Very much, yeah. Like you said, it's a trophy thing where it's like, all right, we're doing good. Let's reward ourselves.
The cars never last. Like my first nice car was a Eddie Bauer Expedition. And man,
I had the same one. Was it blue?
Mine was black with the tan.
The little accent, yeah.
Oh,
I had the Eddie Bauer. Mine was used.
Oh, I had just gotten on a show called The X Show on FX, and I was getting $5,000 a week, and I did the math wrong. I did the math in my head on the corner of Vine and Franklin, and I went, I'm a millionaire. I was like, $5,000 a week, that's what's 52, that's fucking $1 million. That's $1 million. And I went and I got an Expedition, and they didn't believe that I made $5,000 a week. The guy was like, yeah. No,
just sizing you up?
Well, I filled out the paperwork like an idiot. Last time I've ever filled out paperwork in my entire life. I filled it out, and he goes, no, I don't believe it. I said, what? And he goes, you make $5,000 a week. And I went, yeah. And he was like, yeah, I had to have my dad call. And he
vouch for you?
And vouch for me. My dad had to call the Ford dealership in Tampa, Ernie Hare Ford. They had to call the Ford dealership in Santa Monica, be like, this kid's on a TV show, you can sell him this car. The guy looked like a professional wrestler. He had like a mullet with spiked blonde hair, and he was like, guess I was wrong about you. Can't judge a book by its cover. I was like, I'm judging your book by the cover.
You had one of the nasty boys trying to sell you a car.
I forgot you were a wrestling guy.
Was it Brian Knobs?
I knew the Nasty Boys. I knew all the wrestling guys, like, because I'm from Florida and from Cowhead.
They all live there.
Yeah.
They all live there.
X-Pac?
Yep.
I knew X-Pac as a person.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean. I didn't know I just knew him as a dude. And then one night we were at the store and I was drinking. I think he was sober, and he was like, do you want me to drive you home? I was like, sure. And then we started talking, and I was like, so what are you doing now? And he was like, yeah, I'm not wrestling anymore. And I got home, I was like, holy shit, he was one of the biggest fucking wrestlers in the world. I just knew him as a person. I like him.
He lives nearby.
Wait, who's your name drop famous person that you know as a friend that you're like, cause you, like, we've met famous people. You've met
Everybody.
every
Yeah.
famous person.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you know Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Does he really look that good in person, or is just like
Yeah,
is
no,
Hollywood like making him better, or
very,
does he
very
look that
handsome
legit?
guy. I texted him after the Chiefs won. You know, he's such a spoiled
big Casey
motherfucker.
guy, yeah.
With that
His
team.
son looks identical to him. They look like fucking twins.
Yeah.
That's like, who's?
I don't know though. I always think, but you were the first famous fan. And I'll
Do you know how
put
many
that
people
on
I've said this
record.
to? Do you know how many
I'll put
people
that
I've
on
said?
record.
I would even take it further and say that I'm the reason Hot One's as big as it is.
I think you have something to do
because
with it,
I
for
remember
sure.
distinctly I fell in love with that show when it was just NBA players and rappers.
Yes.
And I hit up Sean. It was complex. It was sneakers. It was all about the culture.
Oh my god!
And I hit up Sean. I was like, this show is fucking amazing. You are fucking awesome. If you ever have comedians on, please let me know. I will deliver, I promise.
And I think you're right, because what happened is then that started a trend of having a lot of comedians on the show.
Yeah.
And I think the reason it works is because it is a natural comedy showcase. You know, like the wings in front of you, the sauces, like the names, the labels, like
And-
all of those
But
things.
it's you. And I said this to you the other night drunk in Vegas.
So you know it's true.
Yeah, his questions
He does his homework.
are.
They're not bullshit. It's
When
like
he said, he goes, you're famous for getting involved with the Russian mafia and robbing a train. I'm not gonna ask you to tell that story. What I'm wondering is, and I remember getting chill bumps going like, fuck, this is, and then I just told some wild story about some transient story, like transcendental story about and it was like, the questions you ask are so not, they're better than any fucking
you
question.
pull more out of it than there is. Like,
Hang on one sec. Ladies and gentlemen, brand new episode
Sorry.
of Birding. My friends, Gabriel, Iglesias, Sean Evans. Did I do the right Gabriel?
well, if you want to put like some
I
some
go
stank on
Gabriel
it.
Iglesias, but like
fucking
when
Gabe, dude.
It's Gabe. It's
Fucking
Fluffy.
Gabe.
And Sean Evans. This is a fucking dream episode.
He wants to make life harder.
I fuck it up. I just mispronounced Birria to you like 4 times.
You didn't mispronounce it. You said it just right.
I always felt weird doing like as a white guy. I feel like Prince Albert when he went to the island of all indigenous people, and he's like, "So the name of this island's what?" Like I feel weird doing a Spanish accent.
So let me just tell you that whenever I'll speak for the Mexican people, not for anybody else, but whenever Mexicans hear white people say Spanish words and they're trying to put an accent or a stank on it, you know, like I was eating some birria, like that's annoying as shit to us. We'd rather you just say it with
good to
the
know.
way you sound, you know, like birria or however you want to say it. But when you try to put extra stank on it, then we're like, oh, here we go. Yeah.
I do that with Asian food. I'd like some pho. And they're like, what
Yeah,
did you
like,
say?
what'd you say?
Just pho.
Right? But there's certain races will do that too. We won't do that to black people. Like, hey man, you were eating, drinking some malt liquor. You don't do that. You're like, what the fuck is he doing? You know, you
Man,
won't
I
do
got
that.
her pregnant.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, here come the edits.
Keep it in.
Let it rock.
So yeah, it's just
Long
fucking-
I got Don Adel up next. I'll just make him say
so
something
birria, whatever, however you want to say it. Just, you know.
But what were we? I interrupted you guys talking. I just wanted to tell you real quick. I'm making you because it's a mashup. I wasn't gonna go make you eat spicy, but I thought a nice little breakfast thing would be. Have you seen the fluffy pancakes they make?
The thick ones, yeah.
Thick ones.
Yes.
I got fluffy pancakes and Nashville hot fried steak.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's-
actually very
I
excited
see
for
that,
this.
and I see that, and I see.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking good.
What's your taste buds like?
I'll start
man? 'Cause
cooking. Sean,
eat-
can you please run this interview?
Sure, I got you.
You eat more spicy
I got
food than
you.
most people I know.
You know what I think it is I feel it. Sometimes the episodes are uncomfortable for me, just like they are the guest. But I think what ends up happening is you develop a familiarity with it all. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
what's
when
coming.
we have guests on the show, the spiciest meal they've ever eaten in their lives is on Hot Ones. So then you can kind of panic a little bit, especially because you're doing it in this ridiculous context of being on a show.
I thought it was hard to just answer questions when you're doing, you're eating the wings and you're getting, lit on fire and you're trying to think and answer and you're getting the hiccups and you're getting that sweat in the back of your ears. When I did the episode of Versus with Emilio, trying to ask questions while being set on fire. See, the difference with that show is that, with Hot Ones, it's gradual.
Yeah.
You start off with a kind of something mild and then it gets uncomfortable. Whereas with Versus, out the gate, we were doing The Last Dance.
Yep.
And so trying to ask these questions, I'm like, I couldn't even read straight, so I don't even know how you do that.
It's
You know,
just
trying to just like, all right, so tell me, when you were the whole time, I was losing it.
You know what I think happens is I have so many plates spinning when I'm doing the show that I kind of don't even think about the heat or the discomfort. Being a guest on the show, do you sometimes, when you're eating and you're uncomfortable, do you maybe forget that you're in an interview setting? Do you have like a sort of, like, do you kind of leave
You hyper
that-
focus on the uncomfortable, you know, the uncomfortableness of that moment, because you do feel, you know, there's spicy food, and then there's like that. You're like, that's flavorful. Oh, that give it a nice little kick right there. And then there's just like a chemical reaction where you will get the hiccups, where your
The
eyes,
bomb. The bomb.
the bomb,
The
yeah,
bomb's
yeah,
the one. The
yeah,
bomb's the
yeah,
one.
or your eyes just, you feel your eyes burning, and you're like, you just, all you want is for that feeling to stop. And no matter what you're doing, whether you're trying to drink milk or soda or water, you're just making it worse.
Yeah.
And so it's like, ugh.
It's like being on a roller coaster. You're forced to be present.
Yeah.
It's really, it reminds me of Vicodin. Because it really gets you into a place where you're like, it's just me and you.
How many
baby.
milligrams?
It was
The
fun
fog of war.
because I remember when I did it, I was so ready. I was so ready for it. I ate rice. I'm making the hot syrup right now.
That's straight up honey?
That's straight up honey with the chilies. We're gonna let it simmer for about 10 minutes.
I'm happy that you're making a breakfast because I feel like breakfast is maybe your wheelhouse as a home chef. Would that be accurate?
Buddy, today I realize what I want to do for a living. I want to be, and I say it's going to come out really creepy, but I want to be a sorority chef. Because my favorite thing in the world is making my daughters and their friends food. Like breakfast in the morning, breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, pancakes, waffles, anything for the breakfast, because there's an energy about breakfast. It's got a camp vibe. All the girls come down, they're out of college, they've been partying for the weekend, and they're telling their stories. And girls, I will say this, are funnier than boys. I would love to be a chef at a sorority house and just go in and just hear girls be, because I never really got that side. I was always trying to fuck them. So I never got the side of like appreciating their personalities. Like I was always like, yeah, take your top off. But like to hear girls be girls is so fun. And it's my favorite thing in the world, to make breakfast for those girls. Or even better is when they come home at 2 a.m. and like I'm still up and they're like, Dad, can you make smash burgers? And all of a sudden, it's like you have a worth. You're like, yeah, I got smash burgers. Hold on, I'm gonna run Ralph's real quick. Everyone stay here. You know what? Mom's asleep. Open a bottle of wine. Like,
You're a dog with a vest.
oh, buddy, I'm saying that right now. Try it out at Florida State. I will take off a year of touring just
Nice.
to cook you girls
Make
breakfast. That's so creepy. That's so creepy. But no, breakfast is my wheelhouse. I love breakfast. I love like. I love making dinner for people, but there's a weird thing with dinner of like people not, like breakfast, it's hard to fuck up. Save that clip. Let's wait till we make it first. But like there's dinner, it's like, oh, this steak's a little medium rare. I like it more done. Or if it was my wife's family, they're like, I don't like no ethnic stuff on my spaghetti. And you're like, just butter, huh?
Is that really how they talk?
Buddy.
Wow.
If you put red sauce on spaghetti, they're like, that's gonna make me throw up. That's too spicy. I just need butter and some cheese. You know, I'm like kind of obsessed with this right now, but like the cultural differences in flavor throughout our country are really phenomenal. Like they really do dictate who those people are. Like if you say to a guy from Chicago, let me make you a hot dog, and you go to put ketchup on it, they lose their fucking mind. They're like, no one puts ketchup on a fucking hot dog. And then you go to the South, they put mayonnaise on a hot dog. Like mayonnaise on a hot dog is pretty fucking legit.
People like me that do both. Oh yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that
a man who
asshole.
can do both.
I'll be honest with you.
When you're touring, do you have a favorite region of the United States to eat in?
You know, I wonder if you're like me with this, because like when I first started touring big, like theaters were big, I would be like, yo, whatever they're known for, bring it. Here's $200, fill up the green room with them. So if you're in Chicago, I get deep dish. I go to Portillo's, get Italian beef.
Yeah, when you start traveling, you want to try the, what do you guys like here? But as far as like for me, it was always Texas. I like Tex-Mex.
Oh.
Texas, style. And then you can go light, or you can go heavy with the spice. You can go
Right.
either direction.
How would you get restaurant recommendations on the road? Do you ever take like feedback from fans, or like how do you know where to go?
I actually, on stage, I would say at the end of the show, hey, you guys, we're trying to find a good place to eat in town right now.
You know that some people send out dudes to find chicks to fuck. Fluffy and I are like, where do we eat?
Yeah.
Where do we eat?
Not working with me some chicks. We're like, no. Where can we get some chicken? You know, we want to always try to find something to eat at the end of the night because it's really hard. Your choices are limited at midnight.
Right.
All right, stiff peaks. My eggs are ready. So this is what the key to these pancakes is pancake batter, and instead of just putting in eggs, you put in stiff peaked egg whites.
Ooh.
Is that what makes it like puff up like
That's
that?
what
Because
makes it puff up.
I've seen the Japanese
I didn't do it properly.
fluffy pancakes that they make, but it's usually they don't show what goes the ingredients. They just show the actual, the batter and everything, and it puffs up. It looks like a biscuit.
Yeah. Well, now we're getting, I guess, the secret
Yeah.
over here with Iron Chef back here.
Yeah, it's that's the key to it. Is you aerate it. It's the same thing in a gin fizz. You know, gin fizz is just egg whites and gin.
That's it.
But they shake it for so long, so they gotta. I know, right? It sounds like it wouldn't be
Does
good,
look
but
nice.
it's fucking amazing. Are you drinking these days?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to
yeah.
drink now?
No, because then I won't stop.
Okay, then I won't either.
I'll be honest.
That's how my drinking works these days. Do you want to drink? Do you like smoke weed?
I will.
You want to drink?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, then am I going to be the only?
No, I'm not gonna be the only one.
No, I'm not going to be the only
Let's
one.
get some stiff peaks going. What do you guys want to drink? Of course, we have porosos, but would you like some tequila? And I didn't mean that like, you know what I meant. No, but I know you like tequila.
I do like tequila.
Yeah.
He's so
Sorry.
racist. He's so racist.
Do you want a taco and some tequila?
Yeah, tacos. Can't get too mad when it's like, yeah, I like that shit.
Bert, would you like a tall glass of milk? I fucking love milk.
What are you
All right.
gonna drink? 'Cause I think he has everything.
Yeah. I'm sizing them up. I'll do tequila. What do you got, Bert?
My fanciest thing I have in this house is, and I do this in all my houses, is ice makers.
I thought it was cool because I ordered one of those little ice machines. It makes the little tiny, like I call them the
You gotta
hospital
have
ice.
it in the cabinets.
The hospital
You
ice
gotta
where you
have
just
it in
pull
the
up like
cabinets.
that.
Yeah.
It's the one where you sync it up to your phone, where you can
Oh,
control
shit.
it, make ice between this time and this time, because when
You got
you're
an
most
app
likely,
for your ice maker?
Yeah.
You got an app for your ice maker?
Well, it's one of those that you get at like at Target. It's like the machine.
Oh, I got one of those.
And it sits on the counter, so it's not in the counter, but
Yeah.
it's
Do you guys want soda water with it with a little lime, or just what do you want with it?
yeah,
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
little bubble. He just introduced me to this right here.
Ooh.
Diet Coke, or sorry,
Whoa.
Dr. Pepper cherry, or strawberry. I'm sorry.
I have not had one
This is freaking so good.
You're on a new diet soda, huh?
You try to cut calories where you can.
But
You know what I fucking can't stand? The joke I always hate. Oh, you get a fucking supersized ... and then you get a Diet Coke. And you're like, yeah, because I just got a supersized fucking thing. Yeah, I'm trying to cut some calories, motherfucker. Like, it used to drive me nuts. That and the, well, I didn't wear seatbelts when I was a kid. And they're like, yeah, and we almost died a bunch. Like, things change for a reason. What are you trying to do, Stace?
There's something clicking. I can't figure out what it is.
A little key lime?
And like now inside of a car, it's like everything is more or less, everything has a little thin layer of cushion to it. Whereas back in the 70s, it's like it's all metal in the car. So if you weren't wearing your seatbelt, you kind of just guillotined your whole body against the dash and the window and just.
Gentlemen, cheers.
cheers.
Gabe, I'm gonna do a toast to you. You're the funniest motherfucker I've ever seen in my entire life. You remember the first time I ever saw you live, we were doing Premium Blend, I was doing the next day, and you were doing warm-up just because you were warming up for your half-hour special, and I didn't know that, and I walked up to you and I said, you're really funny, you should stick with it. Boy, I've said that to two people in my life, you and Dave Chappelle.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you
for
very
coming.
much. Salud.
Jesus is a rosin, guys. Feels fucking good. All right, so. I think we got great stiff peaks.
What kind of soda water is that? Because that really cut it. Like it made it very easy to drink.
Yeah, and I was
Which is
worried
scary.
with the heavy pour,
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
It was a fucking heavy pour.
that was a Kreischer pour right
That
there.
was a definite Kreischer pour. I like things big.
What do you think's the food you could eat the most of?
Pizza.
Quesadilla.
You can't do that to us, okay? You gotta ask us
That's
different
on-
Very
questions.
quick.
That's
they were
on
very,
deck.
they were very quick on
That's
that.
on deck. You know,
That's what we think about all the time. What do you jack off to? Stepmother porn? What? What are we doing? All right. These are fucking fluffy and a little lumpy, but fluffy.
All right, so what goes into that creates the little puff and the fluff?
So it's straight up pancake batter.
It is pancake batter.
It's pancake batter, and then egg whites put air inside it. And so then as you cook it, you take these, you put these here, you spray them with a little and that on the outside and the inside, and then you just gotta slow cook them so they cook through, put them in there, put them in the oven, and
so you bake them.
you cook them here, you sear them, you cook them, they'll cook through, but I put them in there just to make sure they're cooked through, because you never fucking know.
Oh my God. Yeah, anytime I've seen the videos, it's always they just make a glob.
It's fucking...
And then it looks perfect. I'm like, how?
If I had known more about Asian people when I was single, I might have married an Asian
This can go so
chick.
many ways.
The fucking food is so goddamn good. It's like, how the fuck do you deny it? I've married a redneck. All she knows how to make is country fried steak, which is what we're eating
Which is really
today.
good. You ever featured sriracha on the show?
We did one of the first seasons because we just would go to a store and just pull random hot sauces off the shelf. Like we didn't really have a plan, or we just thought we'd make a fun internet sideshow kind of thing. So we were just pulling things off the shelf. So yeah, we did do that with sriracha. Are you a sriracha fan?
I'm a sriracha fan when it's like if I'm eating like sushi stuff like that. I'd rather go.
It fits in that.
Yeah, that makes a little bit of wasabi.
Are you a wasabi guy?
Only if I can cut it with the hot sauce.
I think I'm a wasabi guy. Like when I eat sushi, I don't even know if I like sushi. I think I like wasabi. I think I like the...
Because what I'll do is I'll cut it with soy sauce and then add a little bit of sriracha to that and make my own.
Little concoction, your sushi concoction.
I'm so fat, I remember the day I discovered sriracha.
Oh, tell us about that. We all remember where we were when you discovered sriracha, Bert.
I remember we were having pizza at our friend Tom and Sandy's house. They're Asian, and so they were always a little different with hot sauces. Like they always knew a little more than we did. And they pulled out sriracha, and I was like, what is that? And they're like, hot sauce. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And they had pizza, and I put it on pizza. And I remember saying, there's a couple times I've said, man, I'd invest in this. Like, it's so good I'd invest in it. Pussy was the first one. I was like, first time I ever felt felt a vagina, I was like, oh, this is everything they said it was gonna be. This is even better, as a matter of fact. I'm fucking in.
The reviews were real.
Holy shit, man. This thing delivers. God damn, I wonder if women feel like that with dick. Like the first time they get a dick, they're like, holy cow, man. I can't believe it's better than they say in the papers. Listen to all the women in there laughing.
In the papers.
And like...
With sriracha, I fucking had sriracha.
Great segue.
Yeah.
From dick to sriracha.
Yeah, back to sriracha.
The book comes out next week.
It does pair with pizza in an amazing
Pairs
way.
with everything.
Yeah,
What's a
100%.
question you've asked? What's a question you did? They said, I won't answer that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, I don't know. Like if somebody comes in with guardrails or something, I think you usually respect it.
And usually, I think the publicist would let you know up front.
Yeah.
Hey, can you not ask him about the
And
scandal?
that always,
or
yeah,
not,
and that
about the
always
thing?
makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like I never balk at that or like think that like, oh no, if you're gonna come in here, there can't be any no-fly zone or whatever. I always think like, well, if they agree to come in, then and there's conditions, then like whatever. So usually like I'll kind of duck from that. I think usually, here's the deal, is I always think that the work is interesting. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting down with like a pitcher, like I just want to talk to them about like the seams of a baseball. You know what I mean? So I think I naturally kind of like stay away from any of those things that would be kind of no-fly zones anyway. So I'm trying to think in my head if I've ever had that kind of experience or like I'm not answering that or like let's move on to something else.
Here's what I want to know. First of all, how do you let people finish an answer? Secondly, how do you not want to tell a story about yourself?
Oh.
Because that's me.
Well,
yeah.
we're wired different, Bert. So here's honestly how I look at it is I try to seed space. You know what I mean? Like the people that we have on the show are, comedians that sell out arenas, or actors that have won Oscars, or musicians that sell out tours. You know, like all of these things, I'm not gonna try to out entertain them. You know what I mean? What I'm gonna do is just sort of take a step back, put a ball on a tee, and then watch them hit it. And I think in some ways, that's why the show's lasted so long, even though it is just this bare bones, black curtain, the hot sauce lineup, the wings, and then this just like generic bald guy, is because if you seat enough space, then the show's watch experience will always be an extension of the guest personality. And that way it'll be a different and unique watch experience every single time because everyone has a unique personality. So I always think like, uh-oh.
Why didn't you told me that when I started Bert
Nice.
Test? I was like, oh, it's just me. I just gotta deliver.
So I
This guest, I got a better answer than that.
I never think that. I never think like, oh, this has to be the Sean show or whatever, because then that's what it is. And I think I'd have a harder time threading that needle and selling it to an audience at scale rather than just sort of like chilling and let these people who are some of the biggest entertainers in the world entertain, if that makes sense.
It's very.
I think though that the way that you ask the questions and you take the time to really find out about the person's, you know, just story, you don't need. You're so good at it, you don't even need the wings.
When you're a guest on a show or you're being interviewed, right? You probably, if you can tell somebody's put the effort in or that they know what they're talking about, you're probably more likely to meet them halfway on that than if they're just coming to you from whatever they saw on Wikipedia or they're just asking you like generic questions, then you're gonna mail it in too, I think, right? Like, I think that's the magic of the show is when I see like a guest's shoulders kind of like drop around like wing 2 or wing 3 when they realize that it's not exactly what they expected it to be, then they sort of surrender to it, they trust you more, and then they lean into it more and are just gonna give you a more robust and complete interview than if you didn't do that work. But that probably, does that track for your experience? Like you're probably more engaged.
I'm definitely more engaged whenever I can tell that somebody took the time and that they're trying to make the show about, you know, pulling the most out of whoever their guest is. Because like Bert,
I wasn't listening to you.
No, but like how many times have we done morning radio and you're dealing with a DJ who it's all about them. They gotta be funnier than whoever's on.
Oh.
They gotta get the last laugh, the last joke. They gotta be louder. They turn down your mic so you can't compete with them because it's their thing. And
Shout out to Mancow.
oh my God!
He did that to me.
Oh my God.
He's a Chicago
He would
guy.
drop your mic.
Q101, man.
He would drop your mic, and then if you wanted to talk, I think you had to raise your hand. And it was like, it was the most difficult.
Very uncomfortable. And I don't like bad-mouthing people, but if you were to ask me, who did you have the worst experience with in morning radio? I would say Mancow, without a problem, without an issue, because he knows.
He knows. He knows. I don't even know if he's doing radio
he
still.
I ran
working?
into him. I was doing press with Marlon Wayans. We did a project together, and we were going around doing press all the different radio stations, TV stations, and walked into this venue, and Mancow was walking out. And when I saw him, I looked at him and I said, "You," and he said, "Whatever it was, I'm sorry," and he kept walking.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He knows.
Wow.
He knows.
Okay.
Well, he didn't invest in. He'll definitely watch this. He was a very nice guy off air. I thought.
But just like
He
a
didn't
switch
invest
when
in-
it's on air.
Look, I as you said this, I started going, I kind of Mancow people. Like I do like, it's hard not to want to be the funny one in the room at times. And I look up to you, I look up to Rogan, like guys who do interviews where they let their guests shine. It's tough sometimes because you go, I got a good story, and it's organic. You're not trying to be an asshole. You're just trying to you're thinking of making it better.
Well, and too, sometimes when you're like hosting a thing, there is this pressure to keep the tent up, like to keep the ball in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that is your responsibility when it's your show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you can feel that kind of pressure. So that can kind of like bring it out of you too. So like sometimes I think if like a guest is still getting like used to it, that's where I kind of like lean in a little bit more and like try to carry that thing. But I also think it makes me an annoying guest on shows because I always feel that pressure to like keep the ball in the air rather than just sitting back. You know?
You're a great guest on shows because we were talking about this earlier, but you are who you are. And you've done this too. You have not flooded the market with Gabe. Like you kind of pick your shots. You do your things. You don't really fuck with anyone else. You don't really like get like. I actually said the other day. I was paying you a compliment. I said, you know, Gabe's such a thing that I think you have some fans that they go. My daughters are like this. They go, well, yeah, I know Gabe. I don't know a ton of comedians, but I know Gabe. You've been really wise in not flooding the market with like personal stories and like I feel like I've overdone it, you know? So it's like sometimes
because there is such a thing as too much of a good thing, and saturating a market is very very common with you know, comedians that don't want to just let's get out of our comfort zone and go as far out and away from that safe space as possible.
Right.
I got to tell you, Sean, and I only say this, I know that I don't know how much you know about Fluffy, but like one of the most impressive things, and I when I say this, no comic does this. 0 comics have ever done this. 0 comics do this.
Selling out Staples for a week and shit.
Well, I said to my fucking massage therapist last night, he was like, who you have on the podcast? I said, Sean Evans from Hot One. And he goes, who else? I said, Gabe. And he goes, Fluffy? And I said, yeah. And he goes, dude, you know he sold out Dodger Stadium? I go, I think he did it twice. I was like, I don't want to fucking toot his own horn, but like, yeah, I know.
He's setting like attendance records, yeah.
But like I mean, this is like the low-key flex that we respect is, here you go, Gabe, let me fucking
Yeah,
take
you
care
started
of
it, Bert.
Is he would go in and do the Ontario Improv for July. He would do Thursday. No, that's like, I mean, that, when it comes to comedy, like we know, well, what we talk about is the sexy shit, right?
Yeah.
He'd do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 shows on Thursday, 2 shows on Sunday, and he'd do July. And then at the end of the week, he'd end up doing Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 shows Tuesday, 2 shows Wednesday, and just clean it up. His career has always been very different than everyone else trying to do it. And it's so funny, man, he's not an agent dude, like meaning he's not like a fucking the CAA guy that they're right. Like, he has an agent, he has a manager, but he does it. It's all just his own fucking concocting of it. It's been so impressive to watch. Ooh. All right.
I feel like a fly on the wall right now. This is cool.
Do
I'm listening to him talk about me as he's making me a drink. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And
he has very little ego, and I say that because look, when
Look at those fluffy ass pancakes, by the way.
Hey, Bert, I'm drinking. It's coming out. Hey, give it another 14 ounces. You'll see.
Fluffy did just another Fluffy flex. He did Last Comic Standing when he absolutely didn't need to for the money, absolutely didn't need to for the career, but he wanted to because he was like, yo, I'm funny as fuck. Why am I not selling crazy in Des Moines? Why am I not? What is my? I don't think this oven's on.
By the way, shout out to Des Moines. I know that's twice we let you have it. You're amazing market now.
No, but you wouldn't have referenced it unless there was like a reason to. You know what I mean? Right? So shout out to Des Moines.
Yeah. In the beginning, when I first started doing stand-up, because of the fact that I'm Mexican, I was only
You're
getting
Mexican?
Yeah, sometimes. I was getting only the Southwest offers. So it's like, oh, he's going to California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Colorado. But that's as far as that was,
Yeah.
That's where the money was at. That area, that's where the money was at. And so to go anywhere outside of that, that's where you had to take a chance.
It was uncharted.
Exactly. And so, you'd go there in hopes that you could break the market. And then, when you come back, you always want to do the long play, not quick money. Because if you think quick money, you want to just get this right now, that's how you burn yourself out.
Hey, well, by the way, everything you've said, I start going, why didn't I listen to any of this when I was 5-7 years ago? I literally am like in this mad dash of a career where I go, I'm 51, it's happening, let's fucking go. Like,
strike while the iron,
strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. Did you ever have, was it ever challenging, if you're gonna do, dates in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, like kind of where you were doing these bigger shows, and then you're going to Des Moines, you obviously have to check your ego, right? Because then you're going to a place that's uncharted, maybe you're playing to a smaller room, like
you're gonna
all of
see
those
empty
different
seats.
Things. Yeah, right? Was that challenging for you, or did you?
I think that if you, and for me anyways,
or if you had an ego that would be challenging, right? To confront that or like to face that, I guess.
Even now, I still want to go places and break markets that I've never been to. Like, for example, I would love to go to South Africa because I've never been there to do shows. And
That's pretty awesome.
I can't just assume that if I show up there, I'm going to be freaking Rodriguez and sell out arenas. you got to start, you've never been there. And hopefully your content on social media has built you at least a foundation for you to start and doing shows. But I would automatically in my mind go, I need to start from scratch here because I've never been here. So I'm totally about that. But, again, when you start believing that you're the shit and nothing can touch you, that's when you're going to start failing. That's when you're going to start getting lazy. That's when you're going to start becoming complacent, and you're just not going to deliver the way that you're supposed to.
And you're going to have those expectations, and then when they're not delivered on.
Yeah. Do you not know who I am? Don't get me wrong. Dodger Stadium's awesome, but it's here. Like, can you do that somewhere else? You know what I mean? It's like, and it's funny because I always found
people can't do that here.
Yeah, right.
Nice, right?
Yeah, he's very.
Just because you've got a golden dick doesn't mean we all have golden dicks. Some of us are made of flesh.
It's copper at best. But you never want to assume that you can do what you do here somewhere else. You got to go and try it out and see how it goes, and always be willing to start over.
This show is sponsored by HelloFresh. I am picking HelloFresh out of my teeth. I just had a HelloFresh meal right now, and it was so good. I got the protein heavy one. Listen, with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and enjoyable and affordable. Also, that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Wake up your taste buds and get summer ready with balanced, fit, and wholesome recipes chock full of fresh produce and under 650 calories per serving. That's what I just ate right there. I did. Ring in the springtime with fresh seasonal produce picked at peak ripeness and delivered straight to your door from the farm to your door. I'm doing these protein heavy ones. They're so good. The protein is phenomenal. And I'm not going to lie to you. I just ate 2 of them. I ate the steak one and the chicken one, and everything was phenomenal. I like cooking 2 at a time. I was thinking I'd have some for leftovers, but I couldn't stop eating them. Go to HelloFresh.com/burning-sweet for free desserts for life. Did you hear what I just said? 1 dessert item per box while subscription is active. That's free dessert for life at HelloFresh.com/burning-sweet, America's #1 meal kit.
This is country fried steak, guys. This is how you make it. You have to tenderize
I
a
know.
ribeye. I tenderized
I'm so excited
ribeyes,
for this dinner.
and I dredged them in a little egg wash with a little bit of hot sauce.
That looks
El
very pretty.
Yucateca is my favorite. It's my favorite, and right now I'm just keeping our pancakes warm. And then I've got the hot honey is drained. This meal's going perfectly. I love tequila. God, I fucking love alcohol.
As I do too, Bert. Thank you.
Where do you think the next generation of like great comics will come from? You know what I mean? Like, you guys were in the clubs and battling out. Like, do you think that gives way to the internet at some point? Or do you think that the clubs are still the main road to go?
I think the clubs are definitely the main road to go because that's the gym. When I walk out on stage at an arena, there's, anywhere from 7 to 17,000 people in the arena. And if you only have 1,000 people cheering and laughing, 1,000 people in an arena is still enough noise to fill in. Like, if you got a joke that, it'll still sound incredible because there's still 1,000 people making noise and cheering and clapping and laughing.
You won't ever be able to tell the difference between 19,000 and 7,000.
Yeah.
We can,
Yeah.
but you won't. Like, I brought people on stage where they go, this is amazing. Was it 25,000 people? And I go, 10, but I'll take 25.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But at a club, you can hear 300 people are going to be very honest with you and let you know if what you're doing is good or what you're doing is whack. And so that's why I think that comedy clubs are the most honest place to work out your material. They're the best places to find out how good you are. The arena is like, that's your, hey,
Here's the
you
other
did
thing.
good.
Here's the other thing he's missing out. And very few people don't know who Fluffy is, but he will still go to a club, and there will be some people going, oh, I've seen this guy, but I don't know him. Like, I'm not a fan. And for guys like us to go to a place where people aren't fans, so you can look. I take my shirt off. My fans are gonna lose their fucking mind. Sometimes I take my shirt off at the store, and they're like, "The fuck is this?" And you kind of need that again to go like, "Oh wait, that's right. I am funny. I can figure this out." Like, This is what I do for a living, and it's got to be the jokes that I tell that are the reason people are here. And you need to perform in front of strangers. You have to perform in front of strangers. If you just perform in front of your friends.
In front of your fans, are already invested in you.
Yeah.
And also, too, I think that your representation is huge, and not a lot of people give enough credit to the reps,
that's an
because
interesting conversation, yeah.
everybody wants to make money. You know, like Dodger Stadium, I'll tell you right now, as big as it was, the amount of money made from that, it wasn't as, a lot of people think I made a killing. Like, oh my God, you must have made millions performing at Dodger
Margins
Stadium.
are
Let's just put ballpark on it. What was your walkout? I'm just curious. I mean, these are the fans watching. Not for me. I'm just curious. I can ballpark it.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you make from it. The fact that people will continue to talk about it has its own value.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like he was the first to do it. It was sold out. It was a Netflix special. So all of that, it doesn't matter the amount of money that was generated from it.
Because it's just a win.
The legacy from it.
Yeah.
When I'm dead, this will still be out there. Like, holy smoke! Like that happened.
That's epic.
You know what I mean? And so
fucking epic.
that's greater than any amount of money. Now, I'll tell you some money that was spent when I went over on my time, because you're supposed to.
Hang on. Get into the weeds on this. So there's a thing called overages when you do arenas or stadiums or sometimes theaters, definitely with stadiums. And what that means is everyone signed a contract to be here for a certain amount of hours. Gabe, if you go, for every minute you go over,
Everybody.
No. It'll cost Gabe, I'm ballparking it at like $25,000 a minute.
So, for example, when you perform in New York has the strictest rules. It's Union 1. And I remember doing a show at the Beacon Theater in New York, and they said, you got to be off stage by midnight. And if you're not off stage by midnight, I remember my tour manager ran out on stage at 11:59 because I was still up there, and he yelled, top of his lungs, if you don't get off stage right now, they're going to charge you $25,000. Thank you, good night. And I ran my ass off the stage. Yeah, so that's the most
It's very
expensive
real.
place.
Now here's the deal. And by
I
the
saw
way,
you at the Beacon, I think.
Yeah, I did short.
Yeah, I saw you at the Beacon.
It's the truth is, guy like Gabe and I, our fans aren't. We're not like. We're not. I don't know the right way to say it, but we're not like. Our fans are pretty regular people. Like they work for a living, and when they come to buy a ticket, like
you always want to give them more.
Yeah, you
right?
want to give them more. So because I know what it's like if I was going to buy that ticket, I don't want to see an extra couple minutes. So guys like Gabe and I would probably do
special show, yeah.
No, every show's every one of my shows is an hour 38.
It's not just 45. You know, some people would just do the bare minimum and call it a night.
And it's not. And by the way, and I've seen Gabe perform. It's not gluttonous. An extra 39. It is people calling out old shit, and he'll do it. I do the same thing. People call it old shit because you want to make sure your fans get the most for your money. But when it starts cutting into my paycheck, I mean, come on, guys.
And they understand. So when my tour manager ran out and he yelled that crowd heard that. And I said, ladies and
picked
gentlemen,
up on the mic,
and that
yeah.
got an extra laugh because they're like, I would have done the same thing. And then, of course, I go on social media. Sorry for just bailing out like that. They were going to charge me the XYZ. But that's
What was your
New York.
overages at Dodger Stadium?
Oh wait, so I'll get to it. Okay, so you guys want to know what did it cost to go over at Dodger Stadium? What kind of fine did I look at? Just so you guys know, when I went over at the Forum, I went over by maybe 20, 30 minutes. At Dodger Stadium, I probably went over by about 3 hours because
What the fuck?
Well, Bert, look, we started late. You know, it's like
You realize that's a college fund?
I know. Oh, dude.
By the way, I'm getting anxiety.
Okay, so the show was supposed to start, I want to say at 7, and I didn't hit the stage until almost 9:30, closer to 10, and then I did 3 hours. And then hanging out on stage, drinking and celebrating, playing music, because nobody wanted to go home, especially me. So at the end of the day, the fine was over $200,000 for going over my time.
Damn.
At Dodger Stadium. And I said, you know what? I gladly paid it because it was the best night of my life.
Oh, just all Fluffy's fans, just so you know, I'll donate $200,000.
They're like,
if you come to see me at Dodger Stadium, I'm gonna fucking suck my dick on stage for an extra hour and a half.
you're gonna find a way to do
It's
it.
so worth it. It's so fucking worth it. You want to do Dodger Stadium once? What is it? What do you want out of this career? You've had such a beautiful fucking career.
No,
like
thank
where
you.
do you want to go? Like what do you want to do? Are you doing it?
Yeah, I think I am doing it. I don't have any sort of like 5-year plan or anything like that. Like I'm just a Pac-Man. I just eat the next pebble. So I never think bigger than the next interview. Because my whole thing is like, if this is good, then they'll pay me to do another one. And if that's good, then they'll pay me to do another one. And if that's good, they'll pay me to do another one. And then you just stack that and stack that and stack that until they'll no longer pay you to do them. Like to me, I like being the king of like my little castle. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to like rule over the thing. Like I like to be not a king, but like a baron. So like now I just kind of soak in it. You know, I believe in the concept of Hot Ones. I think that the show is kind of perfect. I do think the spicy element is a disruptive element in the interview that,
I like it.
you know what I mean?
So
where
it-
Here's
connects
the deal.
with-
Sidebar, you're a great interviewer, regardless. Like, I'm meaning, to get you into the cultural conversation, sure, Hot Wings were a great entry in.
Yeah.
You could definitely do interview shows just by yourself. You don't need the Hot Ones. You may get longer answers.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you are a great interviewer. However, it's pretty fucking
it's
fucking
good.
badass
Like, you know
stuff.
what I mean? And two,
Some
it's like,
people have to take their shirt off to sell tickets.
Nice.
you know what? And you're, you
I'm making
always-
another one fluffier. Are we drinking or are we drinking? We're about to have food.
I'm on my second.
Wait, what did you ask? What did you
What
ask?
is the strangest place you
you've
got
been
recognized?
recognized?
Because this show's worldwide, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you had to have been recognized.
everywhere, like, that's true. I've never gone to a place and not been recognized. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense. Like,
No, it does make
just-
total sense.
Here's the weirdest question. This is like a bizarre question to ask. Who do you think, like, I get recognized way more than Tom. For whatever reason, Tom blends into a crowd and I don't. And I don't know if it's my voice. I don't know if it's the way I make eye contact
I think
with
it's the
people.
whole package.
Like, I think there's
Yeah.
something, but like, what do you think is the thing that gets, why do you get recognized? Like, I bet you get recognized like fucking crazy.
This is pretty water.
I think that with
Oh, for real?
Tom doesn't. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Oh,
but I
God.
think
It'll be good.
Tom
It's gonna be great.
is not as engaging with people as you are.
No.
Yeah, you're a man
Okay.
of the people
Yeah, and
kind of
I'll take
guy.
that one.
I feel like when he's away from, I feel like when Tom is away from the stage, I feel like he's a lot more quiet into himself
Yes.
and doesn't want to have to deal as much with the fame part outside of the
Whereas
stage.
he leans into it.
Whereas with Bert, Bert
Yeah.
doesn't lean in; he runs into it, and
I
so
run
I can
into
see.
it.
I've seen Bert do meet and greets, and
Yes.
it's not like a chore for him. It's like he looks forward to meeting all these people, and he's just like, hey, and
I've sat outside my show and seen people come in from the bar, like getting ready to go to my show, and I've been jealous of them.
And I think there's like a part of it where you look like a Bert. You know what I mean? Like you're like the whole package
Nice.
of a Bert. You know what I mean? Like
I definitely look like a bird.
by the way,
so there's no like, is that Bert or whatever? Because it's just like you are very much a Bert and you look like a Bert and you sound like a Bert and then your name is Bert.
I am definitely a bird.
you're Bert.
I am such a bird, and I wanted to change it to Flash when I was a kid.
You want to change your name to Flash?
Yeah. My dad was like,
I don't think it's too late.
No, and I think it still fits.
All right, I'm loading you up with some honey. It's a little watery, but
No.
I think it should be spicy
You know
enough.
what? I'm so
But I wanna make
impressed, actually, by this plating.
that you
I'm not
guys
even
really
joking.
enjoy these pancakes, and then there's more if you want it. But here,
I feel like you should put that in a spray bottle and just.
no, spritz it.
Bert, do you think I can steal a little bit more ice?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
he's
here,
got
it's right here,
ice.
it's right here.
Oh shoot.
What kind of ice do you want?
Here we go.
Thanks, dog.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going into the pancake first. I'm gonna
All
let
right,
you
cool.
know.
Then I'll follow
Wow.
suit.
Oh, and
This looks
oh,
so
by the way,
good.
Oh, so where?
it's cooked fucking perfectly.
Wow.
So where did you get recognized?
The funniest place I ever got recognized was in the middle of a fist fight on Sunset Boulevard. So one time, I was
Dad?
walking down the street and you know how there's like by the old Standard Hotel, there's like a little row of bars there. And I remember I was walking with my girlfriend at the time. We were going to dinner, and out of this bar, this fight spills out, and these guys are just fighting each other. And in the middle of their fist fight, one of them recognized me. They paused their fist fight. They stopped both of them to take. Actually, there might have been 3 of them, and I don't even know if it was 2-on-1 or just like a 1-versus-1 situation. But they all stopped. They all took a picture with me. And I took the pictures, just sort of in a shell shock state, kept walking to the restaurant, and as we left them in their wake, they went back to just beating the shit out of each
Are
other.
you serious?
Oh my God.
I will tell you, hold on. Throw some extra honey on this.
Oh my.
This is fucking awesome. That and everything is so fucking good.
It looks
but
good.
Put a little
I'm
extra
so
honey on
impressed
it,
with your
and the
plating
spicy
over here,
didn't
Bert.
come through with the honey sauce too much. But the kick is in the Nashville spicy. You can taste all yucateca, but it is fucking awesome. Hey, what do you guys think?
So you did a beat and greet.
I did a beat and greet.
You did a beat and greet.
I did a beat and greet.
That's awesome. They stopped beating each other up to take a picture.
Momentarily.
I've never had that happen.
Fluffy, you're about to dive in.
That is.
They should just serve it like
thing
this.
of beauty. That's a biscuit had sex with a pancake.
I'm happy. I'm so happy you did a breakfast
I'm
dish
very
for us. I
excited
feel
for
so
this.
honored.
That's how. In my opinion, silver dollar pancakes should be made. I know I got to get you guys out of here, but there's things I want to talk about real quick. So, and these are Sean Evans types questions. Fluffy, I know you're into Volkswagen buses. I think it's one of the coolest things about you. It's such a unique thing. Sean, the question is to you. If you had to collect something that you would find value in, that connected with you with your childhood, what would that be?
So
boom. That's a fucking question.
That was pretty good, Bert. You know what? So when I was a kid, I was a baseball card collector. All right, huge baseball card collector. And then during the pandemic, you know, like everybody's like locked up, you know what I mean? I got back into the game, all right? And then the hobby got a little bit away from me. Like I love ripping packs, you know what I mean? And it took me right back to when I was a kid, and I'd like ride my mongoose bike to this place called Primetime Sports Collectibles and just get packs, you know, and like ripping them. And then when I did it, like as an adult, the exact same feeling, you know, like ripping packs,
It's
going
the
through
unboxing
it.
of it. It's the same reason I love gambling.
Yeah.
Is that you don't know what this one's going to be. It's the same reason I love this industry. Is that, hey, I may get a call right now and Netflix goes, hey, your show's a go, 10 episodes, there you go, you know? Or you never, like, oh, that's a bad one, but that's the best part. And it's like, I wonder, Fluffy, what's the thing that keeps you, what is the thing inside you that keeps buying new Volkswagen buses? Like, what is the unboxing for you? Let me do it like a Sean question. Fluffy.
Nice.
Sean loves ripping open cards. It's the unboxing of it for you. Your cards are Volkswagen buses. What do you love about the search, the hunt for a new bus?
There's only one bus that I want, which is a 1950 Volkswagen bus, which is the first year they came out. So a barn door. I would love to get my hands on one, but anybody who wants one wants an arm and a leg for it. And even though I know that I'm in a good place where I could do it, it just, I can't bring myself to buy it. Even though I want it, it's uncomfortable. I'm like, no. Yeah. I'd rather go over on my time at Dodger Stadium than do that.
Have you ever met a Volkswagen bus hobbyist or collector as big as you?
I've met some extreme hobbyists and collectors, and maybe this is a good opportunity to segue into this. And if you need to edit this, I totally understand.
Nope, keep it in.
I heard that you have a very interesting tea set.
Edit it out. No, I do. Why? What was the question, Fluffy?
So no, we're talking about collectibles and things that I heard because it's public.
Everyone knows it. Yeah.
This is a moment where you either want to keep this in,
Keep it in.
or leave it out. Because when I found out, because somebody told me, hey, you know, Bert has Hitler's teacup, and I go, really? And I never knew the story about how you got that teacup. Yeah. And I said, wow. And they're like, yeah, he collects historical things. And I'm like, well, that's different. That's different. But I'm like, okay. So I said all that to say this. A couple of weeks ago, because I am a Volkswagen enthusiast, and anybody who knows, anyone who knows the history of Volkswagen knows that Adolf Hitler is the one responsible for helping to launch Volkswagen.
I
is
love where this is going.
He is single-handedly responsible for launching Volkswagen, and so
And like Hugo Boss and shit.
it's anyway. Long story short, I had a get together, and a bunch of people brought a plus one, and one of the people who came to my little party was a Volkswagen enthusiast.
Yeah.
Who told me that he's got his car and he collects old school Volkswagen pieces and just things that are historical. And so he winds up pulling out original Volkswagen pins that people would wear on their jackets or on their uniforms. And so he goes, hey man, I got this stuff and it's very historic. It's been around for a long time, and I know how much you love Volkswagens, and I want to give it to you. And I said, oh, that's very nice. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I am going to get canceled. So he gives me this stuff, and I'm freaking out, and I'm showing everybody around me. I'm like, this guy just gave me this. He knows I'm a Volkswagen buff, but this is just a little bit more than I feel uncomfortable. But then someone said, hey, you know your friend Bert Kreischer? He has Hitler's teacup.
and then you felt like a decent company.
And I said, oh, really? Well, you know what? I go, then maybe Bert would be interested in this. And I was going to give this to you off camera, but I'm already a few in.
Oh my God.
So, because I don't want Bert, because Bert. Oh, you did not see where this was going. Bert. Keep it in. Oh, you gonna take this out, or we're gonna get crazy.
Let's 2 shots out of Hitler's teacup.
Or more. Where's your teacup, dude?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So, Bert, since you are such a historian and a collector of rare memorabilia, this is I have some Aryan artifacts that I said, you know what, I can't keep this, but knowing that you have the Fuhrer's teacup,
Add to the collection.
I'm gonna take the gift that was given to me less than 2 weeks ago because I don't feel comfortable having this, and I'm gonna give it to you, and this is yours now. So I'm gonna show Sean first, and then you tell me if it's a little extreme here. That's. Wait, that's just the front. That's the front, okay? You ready for the back? You ready for the back?
Yeah. Oh! It's worse than I imagined.
So what I have here is what was told to me was this is a knife, a basic knife that soldiers back during certain times were given. And he's already seen it, so I'm gonna let you take it out the pack.
Unboxing.
You're gonna unbox this.
Rip a pack here.
You're gonna unbox this. I'm handing it to you. It is now yours. It's not mine.
Thank you. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. Flip it
Oh
over.
my God.
Flip it over.
Thanks for lunch, Bert. It's
Bert,
delicious,
this
by
lunch
the way.
is delicious. Breakfast is brunch, right? It's brunch.
My fat glasses are fucking up.
Yeah, fucking
This
up.
is so cool. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. That's
I'm
yours.
so happy I had you guys over here. Daisy, would you like to see this?
You need it. This is
Daisy, just take a look.
again.
This is my Jewish
This-
producer.
This is your.
God.
Flip it over.
This is.
Oh, Jesus. What are you gonna do with that?
Put it in my pocket.
Nice.
Come on, it's mine.
So,
It's a present
tell
from
him-
Fluffy.
no.
He sold out Dodger Stadium.
No, but remember, if somebody gave this to me and I don't feel comfortable having this, and I need to really let you know that even though the person that gave it to me had the best of intentions,
Yes.
I can't.
You gotta give it
and
to
by,
him.
and by the way,
Volkswagen symbol?
by the
They're not
way,
even
no,
Volkswagen
wait. No,
It's
there's
just Nazi memorabilia.
Just Nazi member.
It's
there's
just Nazi
more.
memorabilia.
There's more.
Nothing Volkswagen about
There's
that.
more.
Just FYI.
There's more. There's more. That's the starter pack. All right, now this next one. Oh, there's more. There's more. Bert, I was not gonna hold on to this stuff myself.
I'm sweating.
So,
Let's see.
Bert,
Yeah.
this leaves my hands. I no longer own this. This is yours. Yeah, take a look at that.
Oh, fuck. Holy fuck.
It got quiet, huh?
Holy
Hey,
fuck.
by the way, your chicken's
That is
delicious.
a fucking Volkswagen.
Your chicken
bug.
is delicious.
That is a Volkswagen. This is, like, as a history guy, I swear to God, and I say this, I like whatever, just joke, I find this fascinating that was tethered to that.
I didn't.
Pass me my phone. There's only one person to
I
FaceTime
have
right now.
passed them on to someone who will truly appreciate them.
There's only one person to FaceTime, the fucking that started all of this.
What's up, man?
Hey, I want someone to tell you a fucking story.
¿Qué pasó, güey?
What's up? ¿Qué onda?
Give me that. Hey, so I'm on his show right now. Something's burning, and I'm here with Sean Evans. What's up?
What up,
What's
dog?
up, man?
Hey, so I guess you guys had an episode where you gave this motherfucker the Fuhrer's teacup. Oh shit! Now I'm holding it. I am now holding. I'm holding this. Yeah. So you gave him this. Anyway, I just want you to know that because you gave him this, all my friends were like, "Hey, man, did you know that Bert Kreischer is a collector of Nazi memorabilia?" And my friends are telling me, Bert is a collector of Nazi memorabilia. Long story short, a couple weeks ago, I was having this party, and one of the people that came to my party was this Volkswagen enthusiast. He gave me some Volkswagen pins, and I'll show you this pin right here. Can you see it?
Whoa.
Okay, yeah. No, wait till you see the
Is that-
second one. Wait till you see the second one.
Okay. Holy crap, that's gonna go above Bert's bed.
That is gonna go above Bert's bed. So he gave me some Volks. These are pins that were given to the soldiers back
It
then.
gets worse, Tommy.
Oh, it gets much worse. So, in addition to that, the guy gave me a knife that had, that is the Fuhrer on the front of the knife. And on the back, can you see?
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit is right.
It's found a happy home now, and this is probably the last episode of Something's Burning.
I fucking hate you so much.
Goodbye.
Well,
That might be the best episode I've ever done of Something's Burning.
this took a turn.
Hey, for real, I love you to death, brother. I love you to death.
Love you back.
And Fluffy, I gotta tell you, you killed it today. That's the hardest I've laughed in a very long time. Cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
Something's burning.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.